Welcome back to Your Gray Matters. I'm Neil Silvert, and today we pause to honor Remembrance Day. We remember our veterans, we recognize those serving today, and we reflect on the freedoms that they protect. In the next few minutes, let's take a moment to honor their sacrifices and consider our responsibility to carry forward the values that they fought to defend. And now, as we take this moment together, I want to share my thoughts on why Remembrance Day is more than a date on the calendar, why it matters not only for our veterans, but for those serving today and the families who support them, the military families, and why each of us has a role in protecting the freedoms they fought to defend. Please let me begin. Today we pause to honor something deeply important to our country, Remembrance Day. For many Canadians, especially seniors, but everybody, this is not a distant history. You remember the stories, the uniforms, the sacrifices, and the neighbors who never came home. This day began with the armistice of 1918, when the guns of the First World War fell silent. And out of that silence came a promise: we will remember. Canada has carried that promise through every generation, from the battlefields of Europe and Korea to modern missions and peacekeeping roles around the world. Our veterans defended something precious: freedom, responsibility, and the right for citizens, not governments, citizens, to decide the direction of this country. But remembrance is not only about the past, it's about protecting the values they fought for today. And let me say this firmly: many Canadians feel that those freedoms are slipping. Under the present government, we've seen growing centralization of power, less transparency, and decisions that feel increasingly distant from the value of everyday Canadians. Many Canadians no longer feel safe in our own country. You don't have to look far to see these signs. We now have judges debating whether a court staff may wear a poppy in a courtroom, a symbol that has united this country for over a century. If the poppy itself becomes questionable, what does that say about the direction in which we are heading? And as we honor those who served, we must also recognize those who serve right now and their families who support them. Military life is not only a commitment of service members, it is a sacrifice shared by spouses, children, parents, and loved ones. They endure long separations, uncertainty, and the stress of deployment, often quietly but heroically. Protecting our military means supporting their families as well, ensuring that they have care, respect, and the resources that they need. A nation that forgets its military families risks weakening the very foundation that allows our soldiers to serve. Remembrance Day calls us to pay attention, to speak up, to guard the freedoms our veterans defended and our current military continues to defend. They fought, and they still fight, so Canadians can live in a nation where free expression, honest debate, and democratic accountability are not optional. They are foundational. And now, as we close, I want to leave you with this call to action. Remembrance is not passive. It is not something we observe once a year and then set aside. It is a responsibility we carry forward in how we speak, how we vote. You must vote. How we treat one another, and how we stand up for the freedoms that define Canada. So I'm asking each of us, especially in these uncertain times, to do 4 simple but very powerful things. Number 1, thank a veteran or a serving member of our military, not just today, but whenever you meet one. Number 2, thank and support military families who sacrifice alongside their loved ones to keep our country safe. Number 3, stay informed, stay engaged. Democracy weakens when we stop paying attention. You must pay attention. Number 4, stand up calmly but firmly for the values our soldiers and their families fought to preserve: freedom, accountability, fairness, respect, and the right to question those in power. If we do that, each of us in our own way, then the sacrifices of generations past, the service of those protecting us today, and the dedication of the families who support them will never be in vain. The torch they carried is now in our hands. Let's hold it high, lest we forget, unless we fail to protect what they entrusted to us.